All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, sisters, you too. This is Pastor Dow. It's early in the morning here at Straightway, and I'm going to give opinions because I simply just cannot give facts. But I guess since I have a mouth to move, just like everybody else does in this world, I'm entitled to my opinion. Now, you can choose to agree or disagree. I'm not going to fall out and be contentious and battle and fight and argue with you over my opinion, because after all, that's all it is. It's just my opinion. But looking at this Ferguson thing and watching how it's starting to slowly escalate all across the United States and the world. Now the world has gotten wind of this particular brutal assassination that has taken place, and now the president has been forced to come out and actually say a few words, because now the story and the account is so big it cannot be ignored. And you know what's amazing to me? The United States of America, we go around sticking our nose in everybody else's business all across this world, and we tell the people how they should conduct their lives, how the governments should run. We set up puppet governments under puppet masters that are controlled by the United States of America. And now you have the world chiming in on this Ferguson, Missouri, cold-blooded murder. That's exactly what it is. Of course, the police is releasing video about this is Michael Brown. You don't know it's Michael Brown. I don't know it's Michael Brown because the camera, the video that I've seen is really not clear. I mean, there are a lot of black men that fits that category and that size right there. So you don't tell me it's Michael Brown just because they say it is. And why does it take 4 days for the police to come out with a story and account? Because I'll tell you what they're going to do. They're going to defend themselves. Now, what's amazing to me is that all these major cities across the United States of America where police brutality has taken place, injustices has taken place. Now, don't get me wrong. The people do not fear the police. It's the system that they fear. Because, I mean, the police have a uniform and a badge, and they're protected by the laws of the system, which really doesn't provide any protection whatsoever at all. But, it's the system, not the police, because, they're human beings just like anybody else. And the only reason why a lot of people are not fighting back physically against these police is simply because they're wearing a uniform. That's it. And that's just a fact, because the people do not fear the police at all, period. And in New York, man, they're gathering together because up there, injustices against civilians, the civilian population is the accounts are, you don't have enough numbers to actually recognize all the injustices that are taking place up there in New York. And of course, now they're protesting, and it's starting to develop steam all across these cities where a lot of this police brutality is taking place on a daily basis. You know what's amazing to me? My memory serves me right. If my memory serves me right, it wasn't too long ago that there was a state trooper up here in this little small town right here that shot a man in the back. He literally shot a man in the back running from him. And it didn't make national news because it was a white police officer shooting a white man. Years later, it's amazing. He runs for sheriff. Now, he did not get elected, but the corruption up here that's going on in this sheriff's department is just unbelievable. Well, now the paper has finally got wind of some of this corruption, and now the TBI, that's the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, is in on it. And it's ran in the paper now. Of course, again, most evil continues to keep running until finally it cannot be ignored, until there's enough evidence out of it, it simply just cannot be ignored. I mean, I am a simple country preacher, whether you like it or not. That's all. And I know that I'm being scrutinized and investigated simply because of the color of my skin. And you don't know, you don't live here. I'm the only black preacher in this area. There's probably a total of no more than 10 black residents. I guarantee no more than 20 out of 23,000 people that live in Lafayette, Tennessee. That's it. And yet I guess we the cause and the trouble for all the problems, because every time you turn around, people are running down this road, hauling disparaging comments, racist comments. And I know that's not coming from the intelligent people. That's coming from the ignorant, dumb, stupid, snaggertooth people that don't have any sense at all, because intelligent people have got better time or make better use of their time than to run and then just about kill yourself trying to get out of here because you don't want to be caught saying those words. It's amazing. But this is a literal tragedy. Now, over the years, I have preached over and over and over again until I'm literally blue in the face about civil unrest and how you do not want to be caught in any city when it comes time for any type of world without rule of law. Now we're watching the militarization process slowly but surely taking place because the police is coming out with force. And of course, the more that the police come out, the more it's throwing fuel on the fire with the people. Now they're being tear gassed, flash banged, beaten with batons, rubber bullets are being shot. Now they're saying that shots are being fired at aircraft over above, and you know the FAA has actually declared it a no-fly zone. Well, you really truly need to ask yourself, those of you who've been listening to me for any length of time whatsoever at all, do you really truly want to be caught in these cities? I don't care if it is an injustice that has taken place and gone on. And the reason why I'm putting so much attention this way, because I know the brutality that takes place. I know the injustices that takes place. Believe me, I also know there's a few good officers, but there's some bad officers out there. I mean, and a whole bunch of them too. The community is literally under siege. It's turned into a war zone, literally a war zone up there. Now it's coming out that journalists are literally being harassed by SWAT teams who are peacefully sitting down eating a meal in McDonald's. And what is the biggest issue? What's the biggest thing the police don't want? They do not want to be recorded. They do not want any evidence whatsoever at all of their brutality, their control measures. Because I told you, government has gotten way too big and way out of hand. Big government. And, you know, in the cities, inner cities and stuff, this is where they chattel black folks. I mean, and black folks choose that. I keep trying to tell people over and over again, be you black or white. You need to get out of there. You really truly need to get out of these cities, because I don't trust these people I don't know. First of all, I don't trust them at all. And they don't trust me. That's good. That's their prerogative. But being in those cities, I'm telling you, you don't want to be caught around people like that who have no self-control over themselves whatsoever at all. You know, it's a tragedy that this Michael Brown had to die this way, as well as the man that died up in New York not too long ago, and then this Trayvon Martin case. You can see what side the news sources are on. You literally can. I mean, I look at alternative news sources that are out there in the mainstream, RT and a couple other people and stuff, a couple other news sources, but I damn sure don't believe nothing that CNN, and especially that racist Fox News has to play, them grandstanding, stage playing hypocrites. I don't believe nothing they have to say. They mouth is moving, they're lying, period. That's all there is to it. But I am amazed when you watch these philosophers and all these other people who think they understand the narratives, think they understand everything that is going on in this world. You watch and see how they rush to judgment, always against the one that has been the victim. And they always protect the police. They always do. Well, the court of public opinion, I'm sure you keep hearing me tout that over and over and over again, totally disagrees with the injustices that are going on. And the rage against the machine is taking place, and it's happening right now. And I tell you, the anger in Ferguson is just literally refusing to subside. The demons are having a wonderful time right now. And the sad part about it is the powers that be that control everything, they are in their sealed home, sealed houses, protected from all this. And then the people who need jobs, they go out and become police officers. And then the people out there that protest against the system and stuff, they are out on the streets battling and fighting each other. And there's a chance that people come out there at night and stuff like that they may not even go back home that night. So arrests are being made at the taxpayers' expense again. You know, you've got veterans who have been in Fallujah. saying that this thing that is going on in Ferguson, Missouri right now reminds them of the war zone that they was over there. Now the world has wind of it. Now the world is trying to tell the United States of America what you need to do. See, we stuck our nose in the Ukraine. We stuck our nose in the Greece financial problems and stuff and the chaotic thing. And now we're sticking our nose over there in the Palestinian-Israeli conflict. We're sticking our nose in the Congo. We're sticking our nose everywhere in Russia. We're sticking our nose in every place possible. And I'm watching everybody move away from this dollar as it lose strength, steam, and value across the world. The voice of the United States is people like, man, who gonna listen to you? You hypocrites. How you gonna sit up there and come over, tell us to police this and do that when you can't even police your own backyard? It's just amazing. But, you know, I think more than anything, and of course you better believe that the news camera's gonna put this on this. Now you think that if the white folks get incensed and enraged, that they won't do the same thing? They won't rob and loot and do the same things and protest and tap stuff? No, it's a human spirit. They will do that. But I'm amazed how they highlight certain things. Everybody in this country, I'm telling you, especially if your spirit has been converted, has an animalistic nature and stuff. And don't think yourself above that which is written, or that you wouldn't do this or you wouldn't do that. Let your family be threatened or someone in your family be shot, and then all of a sudden it starts incensing and enraging and inciting violence in people and stuff, and to the point to where they're sick and tired of being sick and tired and stuff, and you see what you do, especially when you have a lot of people on your side. So what you're doing, you're watching that they're bringing in the National Guard, and of course the police is trying to overwhelm the people. Now, what is really taking place when they bring in the National Guard and stuff? I'll tell you what they're doing. First of all, number one, they're trying to gain control of this environment by developing a tight 360 around the place. Now, this takes a few days to do. And they're going to set up a perimeter. And they're going to make sure that people come nowhere near these places and whatsoever at all. But it's going to take a few days to get this done. And they're going to hope that that's going to dissipate the protests and stuff. But I'm telling you, the energy and the power and the steam behind this particular protest, it's inciting racism. It's inciting racism everywhere simply because people refuse to understand what's going on. All I'm doing is giving you opinions. And of course, I can speak from the black perspective because I am a black man. I mean, you can't look at me and see that I am. Don't tell me that you don't see no color. You ain't damn colorblind. That's all there is to it. But at the same time and stuff, I believe that everybody has a right to offer an opinion and stuff, but we don't have facts. I don't have facts on this. So that's all I'm doing is offering my opinion. But that's the reason why I continue to keep putting news sources down here, the people who have boots on the ground, who have eyewitnesses accounts, so you can go there and see it and view it for yourself. But, you know, I already know what this country is all about. And I think that's what helps shapes my opinion. I already know what the system is about. I know it's corrupt. And I mean, from the very top to the very bottom, it is extremely corrupt. And that's the reason why I can't have anything positive to say. I wish I could say something positive. But all these cities across the United States of America where these police injustices are taking place, you're going to watch more of these protests take place. I wonder if this thing is ever going to get bigger than the Occupy Wall Street here in the United States of America, because I'm telling you right now, power only respects power. That's it. And this beast system that we're up against right now is stamping out all residue and resistance. Occupy Wall Street is supposed to be a peaceful protest, and we watched the police literally beat the hell out of people, corral women like a bunch of cattle, and tear gas, and spray them with mace and tear gas. It's just utterly amazing what's going on in this country. Remember this: history is always written by those who win the war. The losers of the war never get their side of the story told. And you just assume that the ones who are putting out the history propaganda, that they're telling you the truth. Well, my eyes are wide open. I hope yours are too.